Right, so this is one of those other things. It's a restricted one. Ah, a restricted one. There's a can go. There we go. There we go. Let's track. Now this is still technically a road. Granted, not much of a road. It's a road. And yeah, let's go. I think it's going to a hilltop farm or something. Okay, you know, if somebody says, you know, private land, get off, then you just say, okay, yeah, no problem, pal, and just, you know, doff your cap and carry on, you know, and turn back. Not a problem. All right, so where am I now? So turn around to the right. Okay, that's a footpath, so you can't do that. And there's obviously cars that have gone here. Okay, even though this is not technically off-road per se, it's still got to be a bit careful with it. And especially on road tyres, they can easily slip out as well from under. So don't cover the front brake, just always on the back brake. Okay, so we kind of are here. I'm not sure. This could be the way. So it's one of those things, you go along and see what it's like. If it's no good, then you just turn back. This is actually, it's right on top of a hill here, so it's the drainage is pretty good, quite compact, well driven. I mean, it looks like there's two definite tracks here. So you know, it's like I would have never have known this was here until I kind of really studied my maps the other day, and I just sort of picked a route. I thought, oh, okay, let's have a look at this, see where we go. And these are not byways, actually. This is a restricted byway now, just by the signpost, but which actually wasn't on the chart. But you know, on the OS map, these are all just back lanes and back roads, so you can still get a good off-roady type experience, if you like, without actually getting, you know, into massive ruts and stuff like that. Which I was the other day, if you saw my earlier previous video. So I mean, there is scope, you know, just to get out there on the dirty stuff, some trail riding, some track riding, and you think, oh well, there's no byways in my area. Well, actually, you know, there are loads of kind of accessible places. Just got to get out there and get to them, really. I mean, right, now so here's the one where it might start to get a bit tricky, so let's have a look here. Before I put on the back brake, have a look. This is still okay. So this is where I would now. This is more of a challenge. I mean, not so much really. Again, road tyres again, I suppose. Don't have to be on this bike here, you can be on any bike here doing this kind of thing. I suppose it's not really covering the back brake here, nothing on the front brake at all. I can see my front wheel just wants to slip out. I can feel it wants to slip out already. Again, it's just you know, this is where road tyres get a bit tricky. You know, you need to have a plan of what you want to do. Okay, so here I'm just going to go in the rut, accept it. There we go, you get through. You notice the way I'm riding as well, always riding with low revs. I'm just going to go here into the centre, off the rut. I'm just going to show you. The leaves are a bit of a sod, I've got to say, and you know, they will slip you, make you slip as well. Especially we had all the rain last night. It's not a dry track, it is a muddy, slimy track. But you know, covering the rear brake on these off-roads is just really is the way you want to be. And you know, I know, you know, off-roading, don't really want to put your feet down, you know, but if you're going really slowly, you counteract all the problems that you can have. And you know, that front wheel slipping out, and that, you know, you suddenly losing it, having an off, that kind of thing. Just even when you're in a rut, you know, just going slow. Now, if you had knobblies, yeah, you could push it a little bit more. Of course you could. I'm not saying you couldn't. And but you still got to be careful where you're going and how you're riding it as well. So you can see I'm always on the low revs here. I still think this bike is geared too high for this kind of riding, but you know, it's certainly doable. There we go. So I'm stuck in a rut here. As long as I can feel my front wheel just slipping all over the place. So even if I try and come out the rut on knobblies, you'd be able to do it, no problem. On, you know, on road tyres, this is where the problem, you get into the problems, you know. Yeah, so a bit of a camber here as well. So my bike is slipping out from underneath me as well. There we go. So still keeping the low revs at all times. Just punching my way through. Yeah. So you kind of have to judge this, you know, exactly where you're. Front wheel really wanted to zip out there. So just keep on going. There we go. So I've got those restricted byways there, byways, bridleways. There we go. So here we're on road, but it's still just as challenging. Well, not as challenging, I suppose, as, you know, that's a bit of bullshit, but you know what I mean? It's still, you know, where you got to go slowly and, you know, slowly catch your monkey, as it were. See here, well, it's not there really, off camber, down a hill, muddy and sludgy as well, just sitting on the back brake. Now I've took it on the inside there for any of you guys watching, purposely, just going slowly around. Because it was slipping out there at the bottom. There's more of a gradient. Again, I don't think on the camera you really pick this up. If I was at off-road on, knobblies on, wouldn't be a problem, but here, you know, you got to be really careful. Okay, so here, I think I've got to turn, there's a turn around to the right. I think I'm back on the roads then. And then away we go. There we go. I suppose I feel at home off-road as much as I do on-road, and I grew up, you know, riding on farms and scrambling and, you know, motocrossing type of thing, and, you know, always with knobbly sides, but most of the time thereafter I was always accustomed to riding on these kind of tracks, you know, and this is where I know where all the pitfalls are. People ride these things and they think, oh yeah, I'm on the roads now, it's not a problem. These are where the big problems are. and they easily catch you out if you're not careful, you know. Got on second gear here, and I'm very cautiously got into second gear. I'm just, and yeah, we had lots of wind last night. It was howling through my bedroom window. Lots of rain, lots of debris on the road and stuff. So it's just one of those things where there's never a rush going off-road. There's never a rush, you know, especially if it's the challenging conditions. Well, that's my opinion anyway. I'm sure others would disagree. But, you know, it's not about, you know, entering the, you know, motocross Grand Prix type of thing. It's more about, actually, it's more about just making your way solidly around, you know. So here, back brake here again.